Everyone, you're welcome back to Chess with Devans. My name is Devans. For those that are new on this channel, make sure you subscribe because I have very many interesting puzzles coming for you. And as you see today, we have another interesting puzzle, but this is different from the previous ones because this time around it is black winning. The previous ones, white has been winning, but this one, black is winning. And it's not a mate in two puzzle. We have to find a winning plan for black. So it's not easy. It's a bit tricky because as we see, black has a knight in the a8 corner, yeah, and white has a passed pawn that is actually going to promote. Okay, so we have to find a way of winning this game before white gets an advantage. Okay, so I want you guys to first try it out by yourselves before we solve it together. So if you do not mind, pause the video and try to solve it by yourself and then come back when you found it. Good luck. Alright, did you find the moves that black has to play to win the game? Okay, share with us what you found and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. So let's try to solve it. So if we try to think of trying to move our pawn and promote before white gets to us, do we get to win the game? Let's see. Because we play our first move to g5, then white is actually going to take our knight because white can't promote when the knight is there. So we try to play then g4. White is going to move away so that it can promote to a queen, and then we try to play g3. White is going to promote to a queen, and when white promotes to a queen, it's already covering this diagonal, so there's no way we are going to mate, because if we move our pawn, it's going to be captured, and definitely white is winning this game. It has a queen, we have a knight, there's no way we are winning. So that's not going to work out for us. Moving our pawn as our first move is not going to work out for us. Okay, so let's try it another way. What if we captured this pawn on b3? We captured the pawn on b3, black captures our knight as usual, and then we played d4. Okay, then black played b8. Black plays b8, then we check, we fork it with our knight. Then of course white has to run away from the mate, from the check, sorry. It plays b7, then we capture the pawn, meaning white cannot promote. Then white is definitely going to capture our knight, and then we can actually smoothly run and promote our pawn. Okay, so that's a winning plan for us. But then white can be stubborn. White may decide not to play b8. White can decide to play b7, and there's no way you are going to move your knight here to fork the king and the pawn. So definitely white can prevent that. So that's not going to work out for us because white can prevent. We want to look for a move where white cannot prevent us from winning. So that's not going to work out for us. Let's look for another way of trying to win the game. What about after capturing the pawn, white takes our knight? Then this time around, instead of moving our knight to d4, we move to c5. Okay, we move to c5 instead of d4. Do we get to win the game? When we move to c5, then that means the white king cannot move to b7 anymore. All right, it will have to, actually it's left with only one move. White is left with only one move, and that's b8. But now the problem is when it moves to b8, there's no way we can move to this square that forks both of them at once. Okay, so that means it's hard for us to win the game, because even if we try to check white, then white can play here, and then there's no way you're going to, even if you try to check it again, and white can still come back for you, and there's no way you are going to prevent it from promoting, because at the end of the day white is going to come after you, and then you will have to run away, and then it will check, and sorry, it will promote to a queen, and you're already losing the game. So that's not going to work out for us. We have to find another way. We have to find another way, and that's not it. So let's try another way. What if after capturing, white takes our knight as usual? This time round we move to a5. Okay, f5. Do we get to mate to win the game if we move to f5? Let's see. If we move to f5, that means white cannot come to the b7 square anymore. White is left with one move, and that is b8. White goes to b8. Now the beauty here is, now when white goes to b8, we can go to this square that forks both of them at once. You get that's the square we needed. That was the magic square. Because now if we go to the c6 square, the magic square we're talking about, then white has to run away from the check, and then we capture. White captures, then we smoothly run to promote our pawn. Okay, but then white, even if white tries to chase us, white cannot find us. But then what if white says, okay, if I try to capture the knight, I'm going to be late. What about if I try to chase the pawn immediately? Because now if I try to capture the knight, I'm going to be late. I won't find the pawn before it promotes. Do I get to mate to find it? Let's see. If you try to move, if white tries to move, then you try to move. It goes, it follows, it follows, it gets a pawn. You see, it gets a pawn. So that means we also have to be careful on how we run this game. How we have to promote, how we have to protect our pawn, because it can be found by the king, as we have seen. So definitely, after white decides to come and chase after our pawn, we have to as well move our king. So white comes, we move our king. We have to make sure our king is in front of our pawn. That's how we can make sure it's protected. White is going to come, then we move to f3. Then whatever white does, if she tries to come behind here, we go. There's no way it's finding us. If it tries to come in front, we again come here. Again, it cannot find our pawn. How? White is going to come here, and then we move to g4. There's no way it's finding our pawn, because now if it comes close, our pawn is protected, and there's no way we're going to fail to promote to our queen. So definitely that was the winning plan for black. The winning plan for black was to find a way of getting our knight to the c6 square to fork both the king and the pawn, and then move our pawn and promote it to a queen. So if you found the solution, share with us. Don't forget to subscribe and also like the video. Until next video, have a good time. Don't forget to subscribe again. Nice time.